Greetings there, my fellow winter preppers. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Vintage Story, episode 76, Curing and Brining. It is 2 in the morning, so we should have some daylight. Not super soon, but like, soonish. I didn't let it, did I let it get to 0 searching for iron? I don't recall. It may have happened, briefly. So I can get rid of that, and I'll leave the minehead in. That minehead indicator. I also like the sanity stable point, as that is going to be very helpful for me for the future. I'm just going to sit here for a second so that my my poor little brain can get a little bit more sane before starting to run back. I also managed to get a little bit of lead, incidentally, which is always nice, because leaded windows are pretty. But I have yet to find any of the 1.19 animals, despite the fact that we regened chunks. So definitely be on the lookout for them on my return back. It's a little unfortunate that one of the chunk regens nuked meteoric iron that I had found that I hadn't dug up because my inventory was full, but oh, that's an oak tree. Holy hell. So some of the oak trees can get 2x2 wide. Not the largest trees in the game, but they provide quite a lot. Oh, piglets. So if I am not mistaken, the baby versions of a lot of animals can be trapped in the new reed baskets. Piglets and lambs and fox kits, where the adult versions are simply too large for the traps. The baby versions will fit, if I am not mistaken. Ah, that's definitely a new ruin. I certainly do not have the space for whatever this ruin has, but as you can see, it's a lot of micro block generation here, which looks pretty cool. I don't really love the sound of splashing water as I'm running by a pond. Although checking it for shells is always a good idea. Not that I have space, unless it's the same shell type that I currently have. Alright, I need to cross about there. Planning my return journey, because there's a lot of lakes in this region. Also, incredibly, my sanity really hasn't gone. Oh. Shoot. Well, sorry, porridge. I can always make another bowl and more porridge. I cannot necessarily find shells all that easily. Oh, there's another micro ruin with a lot of bony soil. I marked them down as a white vessel. White vessels meaning that I have not excavated, and then black vessels if I've excavated and destroyed the vessels that they typically have, meaning that there's not loot left. It's definitely one of those games where, like, mark everything. Like, your future self will thank you if you just, like, mark incessantly. I really like the update so far. Very solid update. Apart from some of the bugs they worked out. Alright, my sanity is really starting to spin to the right now, so I should be getting out of the rust crazies soon. Ooh. Some cranberries. Oh yeah, I could have washed out the bowl, thrown it in water, and then recovered those, stacked the bowl up with my regular bowls. Coulda. Didn't think of it. I got spare bowls. They're only made of clay. They're not invaluable. They're dime a dozen. Also, bowls are pretty easy to craft. Unlike storage vessels, which take a bit more clay and time and more fuel in the kiln. My armor fared pretty well. I do think that I'll probably want to do a run of tin bronze for extra lamellae, because if I'm not mistaken, I'm out of lamellae back home. And unless I want to really start investing on making iron armor, I'm going to need additional lamellae to keep my armor in working order. Because it's starting to get damaged. Needing repair. Can I fit through here? Yes. And we're almost on the home stretch. December 5th. 6 in the morning, negative 11 Celsius out. This was also quite the fruitful Flax adventure. I've got 34 flax seeds, which is like a lot to just stumble upon. I mean, they're definitely a little bit easier to spot in the winter because they don't accumulate snow on them. Deer. I think that's a water deer. That would be the first 1.19 critter. That looks like a juvenile or something, water deer. They're very fast. Much faster than I am, especially in armor. Don't fall, deer. I don't really know why I'm chasing you. It's not like I have space for anything. No, it's not a water deer. It started with a P. And I think it's running into wolves. No, boars. Did my killing fields get nuked? Possibly. I mean, it's one of those, like, hard to tell. One of the killing fields, I think I actually did some subterranean excavation, meaning that I interacted with the cell enough that it should not have been nuked. But it also could be one of those situations where, yeah, like, I might have destroyed the killing fields, but I could have also created better ones. More micro ruins. Very good indicator that this is a new gen cell. I don't have room for anything, so I'm just going to mark it down as unlooted vessels. This plains pastoral area probably has some good hunting, I suspect. Flat terrain like this is typically easy, at least, to spot game. Now, running is a little bit trickier without a lot of water. And it's also a 1.19 because I see the Thule over there. Oh, blueberry bushes. Nice. Well, I should be pretty close to home. Yeah, I'm pretty close to home. Right, you don't need to bite me and then hide. Maybe you do. Oh, little wolf pup. Oops. Well, don't blame me on that. I didn't make you fall. Okay, well, whatever. I was hoping for a little bit more fat so that, because I used up a whole lot of... Oh, there's maybe the same one? Because I used up a whole lot of fat in order to make pelts. Yeah, it was the same one. Character's getting very hungry, so I need to get home. I don't have anything on me to eat. Except for the animal fat, and I don't want to eat that. But there's home, straight ahead. So these wolves were kind of in my own backyard. Where we're at. Pregnant. They still have plenty of fodder. That's great. right, let's update the priority. Start brining and make winter clothing. Well, luckily we have a compost barrel right here that will be able to easily use for composting, or for brining rather. Repurpose it. We also have some compost from it, from that run, which I don't think I'm going to need to bother doing anything with for quite some time, because we've got so much terra preta already. I can just store it. Then the additional stone is going to be great for when we're doing some building projects. Start smashing the lead. So 64 nuggets of lead. Bring our total up to 77. I'm going to start to grind up this stuff into lime because it will compress better. But here, we've got a little bit of salt. Great for preserving food, it says. I'm going to take the halide out and start doing the lime crushing. We can also do the sylvite into potash. The lignite away. I guess that would go in here, maybe? I don't really have a good place for it. So how much lime do I already have? 2. All right, so we're bringing our lime total quantity up a good bit, I think. Are these pelts? They are. Perfect. So I can actually start using them. I know salt is not a gem, but I'm going to stick it in there anyway. At some point I'll need to manufacture more just storage so that things make sense. There we go. We've got a little bit of lime. And as you can see, it bakes into quicklime, which is needed for steel making sometime down the line. Okay, next up is to actually start brining things. So I can remove this barrel, because it's empty. That one still needs about 2 days. 2 days. So very soon I'll be able to move this quarn down to the floor and actually lay some floor panels and make the kitchen look nice. But until then, I want to put a brine barrel down that won't need to be moved because it takes a while to brine things. So I'm not remodeling the kitchen right now. That's out of scope of what I'm working on. But I don't want to have it so that the only area that looks really wrong is right under the barrel. I'll put some brown bricks. The idea that I had is that I'll have like the kitchen area use red bricks and like the rest of the area use brown bricks. Something like that. Thereabouts. For the kitchenette. It's not to say that it's going to look attractive, but I'll try my best. Oh. Didn't really... Yeah, okay. Those pelts are ready to go. I'll tend to them in a minute. So I did put water in there. Okay, this one has water. Is there a water source close to my kitchen? I might want like a permanent water source around here at some point, but for now I'm just going to do the footwork. I'm not ready to commit to where water's going to go. I am trying to stay hydrated, yeah. I'm sure I'll feel this tomorrow. And then once I start brining, another thing that I ought to do is check on the traps, because I bet if they have worked, whatever I trapped is probably long dead. Which is not exactly what you want to do for traps. Here we go. 50 liters of brine. So it's a 2-to-1 ratio. And then I am going to brine onions, I guess. Maybe carrots. Yeah, I'll brine carrots. All sealed up, and the process has started. So then with those pickled carrots, I can use them to make curdled milk and cottage cheese and that whole process at some point. Doing a quick check of traps. We can also make salted meat, yeah. So if you take red meat, you can cure it. So cured red meat is salt and meat into cured red meat in a barrel. So I can make an extra barrel once we get back and do some cured meats as well. If we have cured meats that aren't about to spoil. Where did I put the trap? Oh, over this way? Yeah, there it is. Oh, well, both traps look like they're up. The other thing I realized with this setup is it's not illuminated, which could be, without illumination, it could be one of the reasons why it hasn't been working. Because of the roof on it. I'm literally staring at a chicken right there, or a rooster. It was like, ha, I've resisted your traps. But that's not that's not my task right now. I'm not too worried about that. So we'll do a barrel for salted meats. Ooh, we have a rift in our front yard. That's fun. Snow's getting pretty deep, too. Oh, I picked up 2 of them? So we got a new barrel. I'm going to need to grind up more of these salts for the meat. And then just check it to see if I have, like, meat that isn't past due. Yeah, there's still some meat that's fresh. So some of this on its way out. So the meat that's on its way out, I'm going to pull out on purpose and let rot for composting. And we still obviously have the cooked pot of food still. Okay. So down to the gems. Does snow block the traps? You know, I don't know. I suppose it could. Not really sure about that. I haven't found that to be the case in testing, but I haven't done a lot of testing for the newest update. Ooh, that wasn't ripe. I can also start to grind up the sylvite and to fortify the terra preta spots with potash. So I need 1 terra preta, 2 terra preta. Ooh, it's just a hole. Is there another spot? And then 2 non-K seeds there. So we'll do 2 turnips. Yeah, I now have more than a stack of flax seeds, which is pretty good. Maybe I'll do spelt. Rye, actually. Rye is a really cold, loving grain that that fares well in the cold. This side is done. Actually, there's some onions here that I'll do later. Oh, right. We now have more than a stack. Don't ram me. Topping up the troughs. There we go. Oh, we have a rift right there as well. So there are some dark spots in the base that might attract some surface drifters. With rift activity is very high right now. So time will tell. We get harassed by those rifts. Oh, you know, I didn't mean to... Oh, well. I did this wrong, didn't I? Was it backwards? Or it's just that it's uneven amount? I'll do one more halite salt. I didn't mean to put that much in, which was the problem. There we go. Let's go for largest batch. So I have 64 red meat. I'll just grind up some more salt. What is the max that goes into a barrel? I don't even know. Because I can fill the barrel up with salt and then add the red meat. So, 64 to 32? That sounds about right. Oh, we have a problem. There's no wind. It ain't windy enough. Let's grind by hand. Can I still? I think I need to get rid of the axle, right? Because I really only need to grind up 5 more in order for it to be full. Come on, give me that axle back. I suppose I could have a hand quarry and a mechanized one. But that level of redundancy is not normally required, which is why I'm not that interested. I think this barrel cannot handle any more salt, correct? So we'll do a 32 stack of meat. And it's gonna cure. Cool. So we have meat curing, and we have carrots brining. I put the corn back together. Okay. I am going to start making winter clothing. I'm going to make a fur coat, and then have you guys vote on what I do next. So here we go. Here's the big old pole on the left. So a fur coat, a knife, and a huge pelt. Easy enough. Boom. So my commoner's coat had a max of 2, but it was worn down, so it's a max of 1.8. This is now a max of 3. Let's also make fur gloves. So a large or huge pelt and shears, I think. There we are, fur gloves. Bernie had boots, so large pelt and shears on the bottom. All right, so 3, 1.5, and 2. Some good condition woolen leggings. This shirt could be repaired probably, and a minstrel hat. We're doing all right. Is there a downside of wearing warm clothing in hot weather? It depends on the region that you live in, but in the region I live in, the summers generally don't get so hot that they're going to cause issues. But there is the inverse of clothing that keeps you cool, like a straw hat, for instance. Or no, that's not true. I don't know. I actually don't know. I'm trying to think if there's other warm clothing that I overlooked that I can craft myself that isn't clothier trait. If any comes to mind for you veterans in the chat, just let me know if I overlooked some obvious article of clothing that will aid me in staying warm. But as it is now, with the fur coat, the woolen leggings, the knee-high fur boots, and the fur gloves, I ought to be pretty warm, I think. Thank you for tuning in to Vintage Story, which originally streamed live on Twitch, January 25th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below, but please keep in mind that I've asked for no backseating, so if you could respect that, that would be great. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, a link can be found in the description of this video or at Rhadamant.com. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. Hope to catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Seraphs.